Well, it seems that All Elite Wrestling is TNT bound. Sorry about that, but like I said, like I was trying to ask, it looks like All Elite Wrestling is TNT bound. Well, according to Solomonster in his recent audio clip from his podcast on Sunday, or this past weekend, it seems that that's exactly what it seems to be. And him talking about this goes along with what everybody else has been talking about over the past week. You see, pretty much this past week has been television announcement city for All Elite Wrestling. First, the news broke that Double or Nothing will air on ITV Box Office in the UK. ITV Box Office is essentially a paid channel, pay-per-view channel, equivalent to, of course, pay-per-view here in the US. Now, some say it's not like on the levels of a Sky Sports and everything, that's kind of like down below, but still, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Now, as far as television goes as well, a lot of cable outlets from Spectrum, Verizon, AT&T, and I think even Xfinity have pretty much confirmed they're going to be carrying the pay-per-view. Spectrum, though, has to, how do I put this? They're going to have to get their act together a little bit when as they keep promoting this event, because basically someone goofed on their end by putting $4.99 as the order price for the event instead of the $49.99 price range. So, like somebody reported, if Spectrum doesn't shape up or something on their end and kind of switch that out, kind of fix that, then people are going to be paying pretty much $5 for this event. So hopefully things work out and they can get that fixed. I mean, even though $5 is a good price to, pay for any kind of pay-per-view event, hopefully they can switch things around and get it fixed for them. Now, as far as television goes overall, like I said at the beginning, and the title pretty much says it, the information was leaked along with those other breaking news, along with the rest of that breaking news or television announcements, that it seems all but confirmed, not just by this person that leaked the source, that leaked out the information, but it's been pretty much all but confirmed by, Mark Johnson, Mark Johnson, WrestleVotes, and even some entertainment publications like Variety, Forbes, Sports Illustrated, that TNT is all but the destination, is all but the final destination for All Elite Wrestling to broadcast the programming, their show, the weekly show, starting in October. Now, one thing that Solomonster Jason said that is true, this will be the first time since 2001 that any of the Turner networks, most specifically TNT, will be broadcasting wrestling on any of their channels, due to the fact that when they last broadcast Nitro, the last Nitro, that was at a time when the AOL Time Warner merger at that time, the people that merged and bought out, I guess Time Warner or something, I don't know, pretty much killed any potential chance that WCW had at surviving, because they didn't want wrestling. They felt it was not a business that was profitable. Well, lo and behold, they ended up being wrong. But then again, they take a look at what's going on with But then again, people could look at what's going on with WWE right now, and people might say, well, they might reconsider and all that. But I think the research think the research that they're doing is enough to basically confirm the fact that, yeah, this is going to happen, because wrestling, despite how different it might be to others, or how non-interesting it might be to others, is still very profitable. But when you want to look at it if you look at it like, let's say from my personal experience, my personal viewpoint, I was going on my first full year living on my own in Kansas, in Lawrence, Kansas, in my apartment, when all of a sudden this happened. When WCW was bought out by WWE, and they had the last Nitro. I was going on 1 year. And at that time, I was still able to order and record the pay-per-views for both shows. Heck, I had the last WCW pay-per-view on tape, and that was Greed. So it kind of shows you, like I said, how long it's been when you think about that. Because now, when you look at it, look, I'm going on 12 years being back in California, and it was 18 years ago, and you add on 6 more, and it's basically 18 years ago that almost 2 decades, almost 20 years since wrestling was last on TNT. So this is going to be a big deal. And it's going to be a wake-up call, hopefully, for WWE to get their act together, because it's almost, and I say that in a very subtle way, almost like their time, almost identical to when WCW was on TNT. Now, the only difference is, from what I understand, the only difference that I understand is the All Elite Wrestling show is going to be on Tuesday nights. Now, there have been rumors and reports that Fox may move SmackDown back to Tuesdays after a while from Friday nights. Whether or not that happens remains to be seen. But still, either way, I think honestly, if that happens, WWE is not going to survive on Tuesdays. It's basically going to be, WWE is basically going to be in the TNA kind of position back in 2010, when TNA tried to do the Monday Night War with WWE, and lost. That's pretty much what it's going to be like if Fox and WWE decide to shift SmackDown back over to Tuesday nights after being on Fridays for a while, to try to compete with All Elite Wrestling. But then again, the time slot's going to be the other thing. Now, here's what's unique as well. The one thing that basically WCW and the Turner Networks did better than WWE is they broadcasted their show live. And I'm not just talking live, in certain parts of the country. No, I'm talking legitimately live all over. So if they were broadcasting Nitro from Kansas City, then pretty much Nitro would air live at 5 o'clock or 5:05. So, or 6:05, 6 o'clock, 6:05, because they would either start the event at 7 Central or 8 Central, so that everybody could watch it and watch the entire event live. And I think that's going to be an advantage that All Elite Wrestling is going to have, whether or not WWE decides to put their programming back on Tuesday nights along with Fox from Friday nights. They're going to have an advantage, because people, no matter what time zone they live in, are going to be pretty much able to watch All Elite Wrestling live as it happens, and not have to, read spoilers or go onto YouTube, especially if they live in the West Coast, to see what occurred before, before they get to see it live. So that's going to be quite. So I think that's going to definitely give All Elite Wrestling an advantage. And I know Cody Rhodes and has probably mentioned that to the Khan family. He pretty much told them, look, if we do it like this, we're going to have an advantage. We're going to have an advantage. People are going to want to watch us more so than anything because we're going to be live no matter what, part of the, country, no matter what part of the country is, we're airing from, we're going to be live and people are going to like that. Now, the other thing, though, is how long is All Elite Wrestling's, I think, Tuesday Night Dynamite is the name they're going with, maybe. How long it's going to be. What's the runtime going to be? Some are saying that basically the confirmed runtime weekly for the show will be 2 hours. And that sounds good. That does sound good because they would have a decent lineup, if you will, a decent roster at that time to be able to pull something like that off. They should have a decent roster by that time. But then again, they could start off with 1 hour, give people a bit of an example of, or a taste of what All Elite Wrestling is about, and then expand to 2 hours. That would probably be the better option, but we'll wait and see what happens. But all in all, this is a great move. This is a great moment for wrestling fans in general, not just for All Elite Wrestling, which, oh, by the way, I am wearing the Elite T-shirt. It's not just a great move for them, as well as for wrestling in general. It's a great move for the people at Turner Networks, because you can't tell me that some of them who were there, some of them that are probably still there, weren't there when WCW went down, and probably looked at their new partners and being like, "You guys are crazy for getting rid of that. You guys are nuts for getting rid of that. That is something we could have still made money off of." My opinion is, if there's anybody that's still there from when that moment happened, that event happened, I'm pretty sure a lot of those people that might still be there are happy to have wrestling back on there, because it's pretty much their way of shoving it in the faces of the AOL people who basically said wrestling wasn't going to be profitable and needed, and they didn't want it anymore, and now they're basically having to eat crow. Because now they're seeing that it's kind of still profitable if, the networks are negotiating to bring them out, negotiating, if not finalizing, the deal to bring All Elite Wrestling onto TNT. So, to me, this is a great move, and I'll tell you this, I'm definitely, no matter what the circumstance, I'm definitely, whatever the start time is, the first day, whatever, I am definitely going to be planting my butt in front of my TV to watch it. Because, I think, honestly, the one thing that's getting everybody down and out with wrestling sometimes is there's not a big enough product to watch the show, to watch any other alternatives on. I mean, the closest we've ever had, like I said, was Impact. And, it went from channel to channel. The closest we had with them was when they were on Spike, and then they went to Discover America, and now they're on Pursuit Channel, or Destination America. Now they're on Pursuit Channel. The second biggest network they were on in between all that was Pop, and that kind of helped a little bit, but not much. So yeah, now it's not much of a variety of programming, if you will, on major networks for us to see different alternatives of wrestling. Some might say, well, you got Bean Sports with MLW. That's true, but Bean Sports is not seen in many parts of the country anymore, because some parts of the country don't want it. I don't know why. And then you got Ring of Honor on syndication on the Sinclair Broadcasting Networks, And not every Sinclair broadcast network or partner network has Ring of Honor. I wish we had it here in the Central Valley because I'd like to see it. And the closest they ever had to being on a national level was Destination America, as well as, and even before that, HD Net. So, overall though, for AEW to secure this right off the bat, with that, and pretty much have everything ready and hopefully in place for it, this is what a lot of fans are going to consider was the shot, is going to be the shot heard around the world, and it's definitely the how do we put it? It's definitely the Bang / Red Bull beverage that was needed to get not only All Elite Wrestling and wrestling fans invested. Not just All Elite Wrestling, but get the wrestling fans invested again and revitalized. But hopefully it's going to be that shot in the arm, that shot heard around the world, that motivator, that Red Bull / Bang drink beverage that gets all wrestling promotions, more importantly WWE, to wake up and realize it's time to change. And you can't tell me that the Fox people that bought them, and the reports going around that Fox wants an edgier WWE when it comes to SmackDown in the fall, they don't know about this, because they do. Because why would they be asking for an edgier WWE or SmackDown when it comes to the network later on? Ironically, in the same month that All Elite's Tuesday Night Dynamite is supposed to debut on TNT. I'm just saying. So, overall, though, I think this is a great move. It's all but confirmed that it's going to TNT. One thing that Jason Solomons said is, because the information got leaked, they might hold off on it. Like, they may announce that, yeah, it's going to the Turner Networks, but they won't say what network until maybe Double or Nothing. Or in typical Elite fashion, they'll just come out and play it up and being like, yeah, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Hey, TNT is about to be all Elite. Or something like that. So, we'll have to wait and see how they come up with it. Solomon still feels that they could hold off on it, maybe just hint or announce they're going to the Turner Networks, but not say which one till Double or Nothing. Or they might just come out and say what it is right off the bat. So, we'll have to wait and see. Again, all I know is that this is a great move by the Turner Networks, and to get this to happen, to bring this onto the channel. And and all I can say is, if Double or Nothing proves to be a huge success, not just attendance gate-wise, but which it's already done, but pay-per-view buy-wise and streaming buy-wise, then yeah, I think TNT is going to have a winner on their hands once again when it comes to wrestling. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think about All Elite Wrestling more than likely being TNT bound? What are your thoughts on it? Comment down below. Let me know what you think. I have to get back to work now, guys, for at least the next hour and 25 minutes. So, hour and 24 minutes. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to y'all later.